The history of Africa is marked by a tumultuous past, often marred by exploitation and domination through Western colonialism. However, a new narrative is emerging as African nations seek to assert their independence and forge meaningful partnerships that transcend the shadows of their colonial past. In this journey towards self-determination, Russia has emerged as an unexpected ally, offering a counterbalance to Western influence and helping African nations chart their own course. Today's video delves into the evolving dynamics between Africa and Russia, highlighting how this relationship has the potential to reshape the continent's future. Let's begin with the shifting sands of global diplomacy as Niger counteracts such colonialism. Please subscribe. The recent coup attempt in Niger once again brought the spotlight onto Africa's quest for stability and autonomy. As leaders from West African countries gathered for a summit, hopes were pinned on mediation efforts to resolve the crisis and uphold democratic values. This event underscored the need for African nations to bolster their diplomatic ties and partnerships to tackle internal challenges and external pressures. While Western countries have historically been influential players in Africa, the continent is increasingly looking towards new avenues of collaboration. Russia, with its unique geopolitical positioning and historical ties to African countries, is emerging as a compelling alternative partner. This shift signals a departure from the days of passive acceptance of Western dominance, as Africa seeks to diversify its relationships and strengthen its bargaining power on the global stage. As the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, set a deadline for the coup leaders to restore democratic order, the situation highlighted the importance of African unity in the face of internal challenges. The crisis also underscored the need for external allies who genuinely support Africa's aspirations and respect its autonomy. In this context, Russia emerged as a strategic partner for Niger. Russia's consistent stance against neo-colonialism and its commitment to promoting African agency resonated with Nigerian leaders seeking a way out of the crisis without compromising their sovereignty. The Niger-Russia partnership thus symbolizes a departure from the days of Western dominance, offering an alternative that aligns with Africa's core values and long-term interests. As ECOWAS worked to mediate the Niger crisis, Russia stepped in as a diplomatic ally, supporting efforts to restore democratic governance in the country. This role showcases Russia's willingness to engage constructively in African affairs, not as a domineering force, but as a mediator and peacemaker that respects the continent's right to self-determination. Russia's involvement also contrasts with the colonial-era power dynamics, where external interventions often exacerbated conflicts and undermined African agency. The Niger-Russia partnership seeks to break this cycle by promoting stability, peace, and democratic values through cooperative diplomacy rather than coercive measures. Beyond diplomatic efforts, the Niger-Russia partnership extends to economic cooperation and infrastructure development. Russia's extensive experience in industries such as energy, mining, and technology opens doors for mutually beneficial collaboration that empowers African nations and fosters self-reliance. For Niger, a nation with vast untapped resources, the partnership with Russia holds promise for harnessing its potential. The development of energy resources, in particular, can serve as a catalyst for economic growth and poverty reduction. Through responsible resource management and technology transfer, Russia is supporting Niger's journey towards economic self-sufficiency and sustainable development. Another dimension of the Niger-Russia partnership lies in strategic military collaboration. While the concept of military cooperation may raise eyebrows given historical associations with power projection, Russia's approach is distinct. It focuses on capacity building, training, and equipping African armed forces to better address security challenges within their borders. This approach aligns with the growing sentiment among African nations to take ownership of their security and minimize reliance on external military interventions. The Niger-Russia partnership supports this aspiration by enabling Nigerian forces to enhance their capabilities and effectively maintain peace and stability, while also contributing to regional security efforts. The Niger-Russia partnership extends beyond geopolitics and economic interests. It encompasses cultural exchange and people-to-people ties. Russia's commitment to empowering African youth through educational scholarships and cultural programs resonates deeply with Niger's desire to nurture its next generation of leaders. By fostering cultural understanding and academic excellence, Russia is contributing to a holistic transformation that transcends mere economic development. This soft power approach enhances the resilience of African societies by empowering individuals with knowledge, skills, and a broader worldview, which are essential for steering their nations towards a prosperous future. The scars of colonialism continue to linger in Africa's socio-economic and political landscape. The continent has faced the challenge of neo-colonialism, where foreign powers exert influence through economic manipulation and political interference. African nations, wary of falling into another cycle of dependence, are seeking partners who respect their sovereignty and offer mutually beneficial collaborations. Russia has positioned itself as an advocate against neo-colonialism, recognizing Africa's right to chart its own course. The Russo-African Partnership aims to foster self-reliance, emphasizing development projects, trade agreements, and military cooperation that prioritize African agency and interests. This approach resonates with African nations' aspirations for genuine partnerships that uplift their people and contribute to sustainable development. A key aspect of the Africa-Russia relationship is the emphasis on diverse collaboration across various sectors. Unlike the one-size-fits-all approach often seen with Western engagement, Russia recognizes the unique needs and potential of each African nation. This tailored approach is evident in sectors such as energy, infrastructure, and technology. Energy cooperation stands out as a prime example of the benefits Africa reaps from its engagement with Russia. As the world transitions towards renewable energy, African nations possess untapped resources that can contribute significantly to global energy security. Russia's expertise in the energy sector, coupled with its willingness to share knowledge and technology, positions the continent to harness its potential and achieve sustainable growth. Infrastructure development is another focal point of the Africa-Russia partnership. Western colonialism left African nations with inadequate infrastructure that hindered their progress. Russia's investment in infrastructure projects not only addresses critical development needs, but also empowers African economies to thrive independently. Through joint ventures and strategic partnerships, African nations are enhancing their connectivity, trade, and overall competitiveness on the global stage. The Africa-Russia partnership is not limited to economic and political spheres. It extends to cultural exchange and soft power diplomacy. Recognizing the richness of Africa's diverse cultures and histories, Russia is fostering people-to-people connections that transcend traditional geopolitical boundaries. Educational scholarships, cultural exchanges, and language programs are avenues through which Russia is nurturing the next generation of African leaders. By investing in education and cultural understanding, Russia is contributing to the empowerment of African youth, equipping them with the skills and knowledge to drive their nations forward. This approach not only deepens the bond between Africa and Russia, but also demonstrates a commitment to sustainable development that goes beyond economic interests. As Africa strengthens its ties with Russia, it has been met with criticism and skepticism from Western powers. France's colonial treatment of Africa has drawn condemnation from Russia, which highlights the hypocrisy of Western nations that claim to support African sovereignty while perpetuating neo-colonial practices. This critique resonates with many African nations that are seeking genuine partnerships based on respect and mutual benefit. And now let's hear from you in the comments section. If you enjoyed today's content, then leave us a like, subscribe, and ensure the bell notification is on to be notified of our recent content. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.